eat it, they'll be like, say what? It's vegan? So yeah.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to my channel. Say what? It's vegan. Now the first thing you need to do is go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can find the best vegan recipes, because I know that's exactly why you're here. We are getting ready to make my baby shower walnut stuffed peppers. Okay, look, that was a mouthful to say because I can't even believe, yes, your girl is making walnut meat. I know. Look, I'm growing up. So let's go ahead and get into this recipe so you can have a new favorite. All right, guys. So before we get into this walnut meat, let me just let you know we're gonna do it my way. All right. Just be happy I'm using walnut meat. So for those of y'all that are raw and all that, we're not doing it raw. We're gonna do it my way. Just like I said, be happy that I'm doing it because I am like one of those ones that's anti-walnut meat. Okay. So, but we are gonna start off with some raw walnuts. Mind your business. We're gonna cook them. And we're gonna put them in some water. Now we're gonna add that into our water. Next, we're gonna go ahead and season our water because we wanna make sure that these nuts are gonna soak up all the flavors that we put in it, and we're gonna do it during the cooking process. So we're gonna add in our vegan Worcestershire sauce to our water. Next, we're gonna add in some vegan beef bouillon. And we're gonna add in some liquid smoke, which is gonna give it that hearty flavor. And then we're going to use my red house seasoning, which is a seasoning blend. It has your salt, your pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, brown sugar. It has all that good stuff you need. But anytime you're making anything that's like beefy or porky, it has all those flavors. And you can get this at chefjoyasmess.com. All right. So we're going to go ahead and season our water with that. Once we bring this recipe up to a boil, we're going to cover it with a lid and reduce the heat. And then we're going to cook it down until the liquid is almost evaporated. And then we're going to move on to the next steps to make this wonderful walnut meat. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this. All right. And then after I add my oil to it, I'm also going to add in my veggies. All right. So I have some red onion, some jalapeno, garlic, green and red bell peppers. So we're gonna add that to the mix, and do not worry about the size. I just chopped them down some because this is all gonna get processed together. So I'm gonna go give this a nice stir. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my vegan beef bouillon. I'm just gonna add a little bit to this because remember I already seasoned the water, so a lot of the seasoning is already absorbed by these walnuts, okay? And I'm just getting like the meaty flavor in here. So then I'm also gonna add a little bit of liquid smoke. All right. So next, I'm just gonna let this cook down for about 1 minute so I get my veggie sauteing. Now with this recipe, I called this my baby shower stuffed peppers because this is what I actually made up for my daughter's baby shower. It was literally last minute, and I was like, we got all these different meat substitutes. I was like, let me just try doing this walnut meat thing, and everyone absolutely loved it. All the non-vegans ate it. They didn't even know it wasn't vegan. They had no desire to even ask if it was vegan or not. They just absolutely loved it. So this is one of the recipes that I say that it's like a staple. But this is a stuffed bell pepper. This is like mini bell peppers. This is taco meat. Anything that's like Tex-Mex is gonna be absolutely delicious because boiling it down helps remove that crunch, and it makes it super soft. And just the way that I do this entire process, it makes it absolutely delicious. Okay. So the remaining of my seasoning, I'm gonna add a little bit of taco seasoning to this. If I get it out, there we go. Ooh. Wow, taco seasoning, a little bit of black pepper. And of course, we gotta have our onion powder and garlic powder. We gotta have all that flavor. And you can put like a little bit of water, or you can put like a little bit of oil on there if you want to go ahead and get your seasoning bits off of there. Okay? All right, this is good to go. So let's go ahead and get this in a food processor so we can get this blended up nicely. That's smoky. About to choke it. All right, so now that we have our food processor out, we're gonna go ahead and take our nice little meat mixture and we're gonna put it into our food processor. We're gonna make sure all the veggies, all our nuts and everything get in here. It's hot. All right, get everything in this good. And we're gonna lock and load it. And what we want to do is pulse it. We don't want to blend it until it's like mush, because we don't want a mushy texture. We want it more like a ground meat texture, okay? Because we're gonna combine it with a few other things, so we don't want it too mushy, all right? A wrap. Say something. Say like paint. Say nothing. All right. I think this is a really good texture. Like if you're doing like tacos or something like that, but I'm doing mini pepper, so I'm gonna hit it for about like 3 or 4 more times just to pulse it. Now y'all see that this makes quite a bit of walnut meat. So if it's something that you want to meal prep, you can also meal prep with these items. With this walnut meat, put it in the refrigerator, it holds for a long time, and it actually freezes very well too. So if you get some freezer safe bags, you can portion it out to save it for another time. All right. So the next thing I like to go ahead and do is take some brown rice. Now this is actually instant brown rice that I'm going to add to it, and it just helps with the texture of it. I know some people love to add mushrooms to it. You can do that. If you're like, hey chef, I'm not eating rice right now, by all means, go ahead and add you some quinoa. Don't use any overcooked quinoa because like I said, you don't want a mushy texture. You just want it to be nice and tasty. Then the next thing you want to go ahead and do is add in some vegan cream cheese. Now, I just so happened to went to Whole Foods and they had this vegan artichoke dip on sale. So I was like, oh, let me try it out. Okay. So I'm gonna use the spinach artichoke dip as my vegan cream cheese. Just add a little bit more flavor to it. So we're gonna pop this in here. And don't worry about finding it. It's like regular vegan cream cheese is where it's at. All right. Just use what I have on hand. A nice little mix around. Okay, so at this point, before I actually add in my vegan cheese, I want to taste the mixture. That way I know if I need to add any more seasoning or try to fix anything, like if I added too much sodium, I could try to fix any of that, which I doubt I did, but let me go ahead and give this a nice little quick taste test. It's good. Oh, this is a bomb. If you think you love me, I just want my wedding ring in my big fancy house in 4 cars, because that's what this recipe tastes like. Ooh, and that kick in that jalapeno. Ooh. Okay, wait till I try this out. So we're gonna add in our vegan mozzarella cheese, and you can actually use like a vegan cheddar cheese. Just use a vegan cheese that tastes good. Don't use one of the ones that got a nasty aftertaste. Use one that's gonna taste good. So we're gonna add our vegan cheese to it. Not too much because we don't want to overpower it. We don't want to taste them like coconut. And the next thing, so last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add in our tomato sauce, just a little bit to add like that little robust flavor that we need. And that is going to be the last of our filling. So let's go ahead and fill up these mini bell peppers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut off the tops of these bell pepper. Now, usually when you do that, most of the seeds are in the mini bell peppers. So we're gonna cut that part off, and you can remove like some of these little veins. You don't have to, they don't have any heat. They're bell peppers, they're sweet bell peppers. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our mixture and we're going to start stuffing. All right, now it's a little process, it takes a little time, so be patient. So you want to stuff as much as you can in there. I kind of like to get it in the bottom so it can sink to the bottom like that, and then add a little bit more. All right, it's a fun little project. Get your partner to do, the one that don't like to cook but like to eat. You're like, hey, come stuff these, right? You do all the cooking, have them do the stuffing. So you have to shake a little bit. And if we want to top it with some cheese, we'll do some as well. All right, so we're gonna do the remaining of these peppers. I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit of olive oil right before it goes into the oven on 400 degrees. And this is gonna cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just depends on the doneness that you're gonna like it. And I will forewarn you, it may ooze out, but that'll be okay. All right. Then we're gonna top it with some vegan grated Parmesan cheese. All right. All right, so let me go ahead and get this in the oven, and then we'll take it out and top it with some parsley. Get it like fire. All right, right, so I already pulled out my stuffed peppers out of the oven, and I sprinkled it with a little bit of cilantro, and it is ready to go. Now, if you want to, you can take a little bit of kosher salt or sea salt just to amp up the flavor a little bit, or you could leave it just as is. So we're gonna give this a nice little bite in true Joya style. Look, even on the bottom, got a little black on the back. You already know how I feel about that. If there ain't no black on the back, it needs to go back. All right, so we got take a little bitty one so we can pop this one. Oh, I can put it in my mouth. I'm gonna pop it in my mouth so you can get all that essence of the flavors. Hold on. Oh, that was real good. I need another one. It's like, when that red pepper just said whoosh, kind of like just burst. Oh wow, that's really good. I'll do it again. Hold on. It actually tastes healthy, y'all. In a good way. In a good way. You know, usually when somebody say it tastes healthy, you be like, This is a All right, let me do this again. Make sure you become a friend here by clicking that subscribe button so you can make sure you catch the best vegan recipes there is. I'm Chef Joya, and this is Say What is Vegan. I'll see you next time. Ciao!